You're being screwed.
Yeah.
And it starts by going to school.
Yeah.
And your parents tell you to go to school.
Yeah. So
And my rich dad said, what are you going to learn in school? About money. I mean, you can learn to be a doctor or a lawyer, but you learn nothing about money. Go to school, get a job, work hard, pay your taxes, save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. Everybody who follows that program has been brainwashed. Until you question what's already in your head, you will do what's already in your head.
Okay.
Understand that money is debt. And until you get out of debt, they're telling you to get out of money. And everybody thinks getting in debt is bad. Well, who told you that? I think the stock market is for losers. Why would you put money in the stock market when it's manipulated? Until you question that, you're hypnotized. You'll be a poor person all your life. I would never go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. I do everything exactly opposite. I'm a military officer. We military school teach us to work for a mission. What's your mission in life? And making money is really easy. I don't understand what the big deal is. So I retired a long time ago. For me, it was right for me to become an entrepreneur because I was really interested in learning about money and business and economics and all this. But most employees aren't. So for most people who are employees, they should get a job, work hard. So that's hypnosis. They hypnotize people into being employees who will work hard, pay taxes, save money, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. Until you question those sayings, those words, you'll be a poor person. Like when I flew for the Marine Corps in Vietnam, and my poor dad wanted me to become an airline pilot. He said, but you love flying. I said, yeah, but I want to fly for the rest of my life. That's not right or wrong. You see, most people should be employees.
okay.
Because most people, it's easier to be an employee. I just wanted a bigger challenge. And a bigger challenge would be to be an entrepreneur, because I'd have to learn new things. I'd have to learn 10 times more than ever. They don't have that. They don't want that. An entrepreneur is extremely different than an employee. It's up to the person. It's a free choice. You want to be an employee, you choose to be an employee. You want to be an entrepreneur, you choose to be an entrepreneur, but you've got to study. They're two different people. What you have to study is different. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, they're different people. Most people want to be employees.
Okay.
They want the paycheck and they want the pension. They want security. And I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, with artificial intelligence coming and replacing more and more people, soon Uber drivers will be out of jobs too. Driverless cars. So all the truck drivers and all this, they're out of work. It's the biggest category for men.
Yeah.
You see all these men who are, John Wayne and Tarzan and Rambo.
Yeah.
They're going to be out of work. I have international businesses, thousands of employees, but I had to pay the price, which was get my own education, not the stuff they teach you in school. But many people today don't have that choice. The trouble is our school system trains us to be employees. Most school teachers cannot survive in the real world. Not in my world, at least, because they don't have the mental strength, spiritual strength, emotional strength, or the education to sustain the battles of being an entrepreneur. My poor dad eventually lost his job. And then he realized going to school, getting a job didn't help him. He stepped out of the academic world and onto the streets. The cats ate him alive out there. PhD. He didn't have the skills for the world. So the average guy is coming out there, I got an A, I went to Princeton, I went to Harvard. And then corporate America comes out and they go, boom. Most people come out of school, they don't even know what accounting is. They say, they taught me to balance a checkbook. Big deal. This is why I think, this is why I work, this is why I teach. You have to question what they're teaching. That's what my brain is focusing on all the time. I just think about the economy, business, world affairs. My job is to make complex financial systems simple enough so the average person can understand it. That is extremely difficult because most people are brainwashed when it comes to money. And that's why I created the cash flow game.
Yeah.
It's the only game that teaches accounting. You have to know assets and liabilities. You must understand taxes. The rich don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
And the rich use debt as money. It's counterintuitive. So the question is, that's what I had to do when I was in my 20s. I said, how is it the rich learn to use debt as money? That's a challenge. And the brain goes, and then how do they not pay taxes? It's the combination of debt and taxes. You see, the more debt I use, the less tax I pay. Now, if I borrow money, guess what? Do I pay taxes on debt? This is what I'm saying. Okay. Question everything.
Okay.
So how do I get rich? I borrow money and I buy assets with it. The poor person borrows money and buys liabilities like purses, cars, houses, and they get poorer and poorer and poorer. So I put my money in a pension. I might not ever get it back because they could lose it. So the question I always say is, well, when do I get my money back? You never get your money back. The whole thing was designed to keep you poor because it's fake money, fake teachers, fake assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. I don't touch any of that garbage. It's nothing to do with communism or capitalism. It's the banks run the world. The rich run the world. They don't care if you're communist or capitalist. The biggest thing for most young people is that our schools teach us to be ICs, independent contractors.
Okay.
Or self-employed, or even if you're an employee, you're still an independent contractor as a job. And you do it by yourself. Much of the young world is in the selfie world. You know, look at me, look at me, look at me. Whereas in my world, it's a team sport. I'm a rugby player. And so you could be the A student from Princeton, but I go on the field with 15 tough men, kick your ass. So that's why when I talk to young people, I say, look, it's a team sport. When we flew into combat, we flew in as, sections of aircraft.
Right.
We flew in as teams. That's the military. And my banker, my attorney, and my accountant must work together as a team. So the first person I have is a bookkeeper. Bookkeeper is the lowest paid person on my team, but the most important.
Right.
The bookkeeper then keeps the accurate records that my accountant can use, and my attorney can use, and my banker can use. That's the combination there. In school, we're taught to take our tests on our own. If you ask for help, you're cheating. It means you're stupid. It means you're weak. And what I found with most smart people, they don't know how to cooperate. They don't know how to ask for help. Because in their brains, that's cheating. I didn't have that problem because I was stupid in school, so I was asked for help. But the teacher says that's cheating. In my world, it's called cooperation. Everything is the opposite of what they're teaching you in school. So all I'm saying to you is if a person does not question what they've been taught, they will always be poor. They've been hypnotized into being poor. It's just limited thinking. If a person doesn't change what's inside their head, the actual thoughts running their brain, which are words, they'll never change. So the change begins when you question. Just think about this. It's like a basketball team. They're playing basketball, but you went to Harvard, you have a master's, a PhD, but you're playing against 5 guys. I don't care how smart you are. Those 5 guys will kick you all day long. And I want the smartest attorneys, accountants, bookkeepers, bankers, politicians. I come at it as a team. I don't operate according to the rules of employee America. They're different. The tax rules for corporate guys is less than employees. Employees pay the highest taxes.
Yeah.
Guys like Trump and me pay 0. Look at Amazon, this guy Bezos, right? He's one of the richest men in the world. Do you think he pays any taxes? Do you think Bezos became a billionaire paying taxes? Most people in the United States cheat on their taxes because they hate taxes so much. But you don't have to cheat on taxes if you understood how money was working. It's because of the system that controls the world economy. And guys like you can't even see it. You're thinking about money. I don't even care about money. I make a lot of money because I understand the system. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, pay your taxes, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. That makes you poor. Until they change those words, their lives are not going to change. So they get angry, but they're angry at the words in their head.